Good.
All right. I got a little script here.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Nerd Talk podcast, Nerdy Talk for Nerdy Fans. I'm your host, Remington Keyes, and today we have a very special episode for you all, Cobra Kai fans. We're going to be doing a review of Season 6, Part 2, which will probably be the last season of Cobra Kai. Um, Introducing my partner today, we got Strife the Warrior.
Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's glad to have you on here. Um, Review this with me.
For sure.
Um, what are your thoughts on Cobra Kai as a whole? You know, you've done some Cobra Kai content on your channel, especially for like leading up to season 6. What are your thoughts going into season 6?
Overall, I thought the show has done a fairly good job of kind of like pushing the envelope season by season. I think it's always kind of hard for me to kind of compare the seasons, like, which one's my favorite, which one's my least favorite. But I'd like to think that like they've did a good job of, like, so for example, season 1, season 2 laid down the foundation of the universe, kind of like Karate Kid 1 in itself, which I think why it holds like a special place in so many people's hearts because it's just so grounded and it kind of focuses on like the rivalries and the relationships and things like that. So, personally, I know a lot of people didn't like season 5 because, or at least from hearsay, just because it was too Daniel focused. But
Oh
like
yeah,
if you kind of think about it, the franchise started with Daniel and Miyagi, and I understand that Cobra Kai is also from Johnny's point of view, but I still think that Johnny's still got his time to shine, and we saw that going into season 6. So I thought season 5 was a very nice tie to the Daniel arc up until that point, given that how it wasn't necessary, it kind of just reiterated the thing. It's not necessarily that Cobra Kai was bad and Miyagi-Do was good. It's just both of them had their appropriate times of when to use and when not to use, which as Johnny, as we saw Johnny learn in the first 2 or 3 seasons, of how that kind of applies. And it really just kind of goes back to like, okay, well, who's teaching these philosophies, which is kind of why, it was so poetic for Daniel to finally take down Terry Silver. So when they announced to me, it was like, hey, this is gonna be the last season. I thought it was, I think it was a good time to end it because you also didn't want it to drag on too long. So going up to that point, I think even if they had ended it there at season 5, that also would have been like a nice, bow to kind of like tie things together. So
I think going into season 6, season 5 was kind of like they're jumping the shark moment a little bit. It wasn't so much the rival dojos going at it or like your Karate Kid focus. It was going to like comic book levels ridiculousness, which I mean I still love, because I'm a
mhm.
comic book movie fan and all that. I like all the drama, but I know it turned off some fans of the show that wanted it just grounded a little bit more grounded in reality instead of like karate being like the end all be all, of these people's
Right,
lives.
right.
So I know